Bang, bang! What's going, guys? This is another edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. So, as I'm your host, Preston, joined by my co-host, Mr. Danny Betts. We're going to break down this weekend's main event. Unfortunately, not Jake Paul versus Seam Rockman Jr., which what we thought we were going to do, but it's going to be Vergil Ortiz versus Michael McKinson. Prior to that, though, recap last week's event. Good week for us. Danny Garcia got the job done. Danny Garcia wins a decision against Jose Benavidez Jr. The scorecards were a little out of whack, though. One scorecard was a draw. The other one was 116-112. I think it was 117-111. I did watch the whole fight. I chose to watch that over the UFC. So it was a good performance by Danny, I thought. He looked good. Not great. I still think he needs another, not step up, but I won't feed him to the Lions and Sharks of the division quite yet. But, Danny, what were your thoughts on his fight and his performance?
Yeah, Daniel was representing our name. You know, he did good representing Daniel, whatever. But he did good, man. First time at 154. What I liked, I saw that he started using a little bit more volume in that fight. I just think just because he knew Benavidez wasn't like a huge threat, you know, counter-wise or power-wise. He did good, though, and I'm happy, man. Afterwards, he started talking about what he was going through for the last year and a half, 2 years, about, like, anxiety and his depression and things like that. So shout out to him because, like, we forget, like, these superstars are athletes out there. They're human beings, man. They go through a lot of shit. And they got a lot of weight on their shoulders. But he did good, man. Now there's, he's talking shit about Keith Thurman. He's trying to get a fight with Keith Thurman. I'll be willing to see that again. I'm just wondering, like, I don't know if you heard anything, but I'm wondering if he's trying to fight him at 154 or go back down.
Yeah, I mean, Thurman just fought Barrios at 147.
Yeah.
I doubt he would want to go up to 154. He's right there at 147. That was the thing. Like Garcia, you could tell he was never really threatened by the power. He got clipped a couple times that fight, and he just like didn't even move.
Right.
Like so. I was like, yeah, the decision prop
it's
was
the 11 toes, bro.
yeah,
It's got 11
right.
toes. Yeah, we cashed that bet, man. That was easy bet. Let's get it.
Yeah, we got Real Prime in the building here. Let us know about Jake Paul fight was off, and little surprise for next week. Bo Nickel is fighting next week on the Dana White Contender Series. So he thinks he's going to be a UFC champion in 2 years. To be a UFC champion, he's going to have to get that contract next week.
Yep.
So, yeah, no, I thought it was a good performance, good fight for Dan Garcia. Pretty easy, cut and dry, which is obviously what we like to see when we're making wagers on fights. And, yeah, I was thrilled with how it looked. Dan Garcia looked good. 154 suits him very well. So we'll see what happens next with him. We can move on now. This week's main event, we have Vergil Ortiz Jr. He's taking on Michael McKinson at 147 pounds. Vergil Ortiz, undefeated, all his wins by knockout. Taking on Michael McKinson, who has no knockout power. So, Danny, what are your thoughts on this one? I actually saw Vergil Ortiz live in Houston, I think 3 years ago. So he's always kind of been on my radar since that fight. So what do you think?
Nice, man. This fight was supposed to happen, a while ago, but Ortiz got sick because everybody's assuming, the weight cut was the issue, which he is big for the division. But he got some type of disease, I don't know, or some type of virus or something. I don't know if you know the name, Preston. I can't think of it. I can't say it or pronounce it, but it's going to be a good fight. I mean, I was digging into McKinson. He's a typical European fighter. He's pretty quick, though. He's fast, moves around a lot, does not have any power, is pillow-fisted for sure.
Yeah.
But Ortiz, like, he definitely has power. Nobody has ever passed the 8th round against him. His last fight, actually, against Mean Machine, he went to the 8th round until he knocked him out. But he actually got dropped in that one. But Mean Machine, he is hard. The dude is jacked. Mm-hmm. It was more like an off-balance type of thing, though. He wasn't hurt. In this fight, the thing I noticed, too, about McKinson, he does a lot of, like, short bursts, which I like. And I dislike a lot because the way he goes in there is reckless and he leaves his chin up there, man. And
Yeah,
you cannot do that against Ortiz. Ortiz is in there, like in your face, power, good jab. His jab is underrated in my opinion. And he does a lot of nice adjustments. Like he did that with Mean Machine. He started trying to be aggressive in the beginning. No, obviously noticed Mean Machine has power too, so he backed up a little bit, got more patient until picked them apart later on. I got Ortiz here by murder later on.
right.
I mean, I think he comes in here a little rusty. He went through a lot with his body and going through that virus and weight cut. I think eventually he'll move up, but I think he'll be a little rusty. And McKinson, like, he's awkward. He's weird the way he fights or whatever. He'll try a showboat too. He'll put like his hands down and shit like that. But I can see him running around a lot in this fight. So I think for me, I'm looking at around 7 through 9. I think McKinson can survive till then. The over under is at 7.5. 7 through 9 is at plus 275. I'm looking for that. I think Ortiz kind of slows down in the beginning. Picks his spot until he starts cooking up some combinations here and there after like the third round, and McKinson gets knocked out like in the 8th round.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we got Nick in the chat, Tone, and Andrew G also in the chat. Andrew G agreeing with you, saying Ortiz will likely take a few rounds off to shake the rust off.
What up,
And
Andrew, Tone, Nick?
current odds, see this bout at mybookie.ag. Enter that promo code PUBSPORTS. Get that 100% deposit bonus match on your Bitcoin up to 1,000, 50% debit and credit up to 1,000. Current odds at mybookie.ag. Vergil Ortiz minus 2,500. Michael McKinson plus 700. So you're gonna have to take the knockout prop here at least.
Parlay him.
Yeah, or
$25.
bet $25,000 on Vergil Ortiz and pick up $1,000. That's always the way to be. But yeah, I'll be honest. Like Ortiz in that the last fight, Mean Machine. I was gonna try to pronounce his name.
Don't even try, bro.
Yeah. I actually watched that earlier today. He was putting himself in jeopardy, Ortiz. He was going back and forth. They were trading a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And that's my thing. This is like a perfect fight because this guy can't crack him.
Bro, he can't knock out a fly. Even though he
Yeah.
knocked down what's his name? Congo. He knocked him down like in the first round, but it was more like he caught him off guard, But
Yeah, this fight, Ortiz, he's gonna just trudge forward. I like how he keeps that guard up, and like you said, he has underrated boxing ability because they definitely, which is smart. All wins are by knockout, make him a knockout artist, so people can deter from his boxing. But his boxing isn't that bad. I will say this: once he steps up that next step. I don't know if he'll get the win, but we'll wait for that fight when that does happen because I do see some holes in his game. But McKinson, he's going to leave his I saw the couple fights I saw. He puts one hand lower than the other. He's going to get hit with the hook right to the chin over and over and over, and he's going to get dropped. I think pretty bad. I don't mind. You look 7-9. The odds props I'd see, 7.5 rounds over under. So definitely makes sense. 7-9 for Ortiz. I think Ortiz gets this done. I think he knocks him out. I think he looks good. I just think he just McKinson doesn't give him any respect. Like he's going to walk forward, and if he wants to get in a firefight, he'll get in a firefight. He'll win that firefight. He's not going to fight a boring bout, and he's going to get him out of there. Like he's going to knock him out. So
for sure, the KO prop is like minus 352. So that's, I mean, if you want to parlay that, I'm not doing it, but because I'm looking for round props. I think rounds 4 and 6 is the same thing, plus 275. So you could take both of those. I think he definitely gets a knockout here. Either is gonna be, I think 7, 8, or 9, but it could happen, rounds 4, 5, and 6, depending how reckless McKinson is. Because like we're both saying the same thing. Like we see it. Like the dude leaves his chin up there, and I think, what they say. Yeah, everybody has a game plan until they get punched in the face, and I think that's what's gonna happen to him. Then he's gonna start using his legs, movement, like get the hell out of there, try to box more. But that's just my opinion. That would be smart for him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean he does. This McKinson guy doesn't have any notable wins.
Yeah.
None.
It's literally like who the fuck is
Yeah, and Ortiz, I'll say. I mean, you could argue the same thing, but they kind of threw him in the deep water. Actually, the fight after Houston because he fought Herrera and then Brad Solomon, Maurice Hooker. I know Hooker was a big step up when he fought him, and he looked really good. Then Mean Machine, and he looked very good. That fight as well. Got El Dorado in the building. What's going on, El Dorado?
El Dorado. Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, guys, it's no Jake Paul, Hasim Rahman. So I know you guys want our expert analysis on that bout, but Rahman apparently couldn't make the weight. But then I was seeing on Twitter,
I think that's BS.
He was going back at Jake Paul. So who knows what's going to happen?
I think you want to hear my theory.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know people like talking about Jake Paul. I think that's bullshit, in my opinion. I think Jake Paul canceled the event just because he noticed like there's not a lot of pay-per-view buys, and I'm not gonna say he's scared, but he's making all these excuses. And Rockman was down. He signed the contract. He was down for everything, all the weight, like making down to his weight, everything. And you're telling me that Rockman is the one that canceled? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and Nick is in agreement with you about the pay-per-views not selling, which makes sense because Rahman, it definitely isn't the name of a Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, Tommy Fury. I assume they're going to try to remake the Tommy Fury fight. That seems to be the one they can sort of sell. I don't know how well it will sell, and maybe Jake Paul can definitely do a little more fighting a legitimate boxer. So, yeah, El Dorado. I don't know what the Screaming War Eagle is or the parakeet chirp, but I will do my best for that one. Nick Dana said they were going to lose money simply because of promotion costs. Then you get the fairest pay, etc. Yeah, I'm sure Jake Paul is definitely not a cheap fighter to employ, and then Rahman, it would definitely be a career.
Well, not only that, we're talking about it's in MSG too, and MSG ain't cheap, so that's another thing.
And then Amanda Serrano offered bout with Katie Taylor, so she definitely had to get paid Boku bucks as well. So definitely all makes sense. But besides the Jake Paul fight, we can go back. This one, Ortiz. I will go Ortiz. I will go exact round. I will say Ortiz knocks him out in round 8. I think Vergil Ortiz knocks out Michael McKinson in round 8 with a left hook to the body, and that will finish Michael McKinson, and we get to see Vergil Ortiz against some bigger and brighter names in the division. Danny, prediction?
Yeah, I mean, I'm basically with you. Like I said, round 7 and 9 at plus 275 is my bet for this one, and I always do that anyways, and that's exactly what you picked. I was going round 8. I think it's plus 1200 or something like that. Because might as well. I already got plus 275 for the 3 rounds. Might as well sprinkle a little bit on the round that I think is gonna happen. I think it's round 8. And I think he keeps that streak going. The KO streak, and nobody's ever went over 8 rounds with him.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense for sure. Yeah, keep it. Yeah, I mean he's gonna get the KO. It's just a matter of when, because this guy. It could be even sooner, to be honest. We got to see how hard.
That's why I'm scared. Yeah, that's still the thing I'm worried about.
Yeah, if he can take a punch or not. But Vergil Ortiz all day this week. Also, guys, make sure stay locked in here. Pub Sports Radio immediately after our show, Dana White Contender Series tonight. Another 4 or 5 fights highlighting the future of the UFC. You're going to want to tune into that. Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series right here on Pub Sports Radio. As always, if you would like to, not obligated, just greatly benefits the company. We have a link/channel, Buy Me a Coffee. It's called buymeacoffee.com/PubSportsRadio. You you guys could. One coffee, $5. Goes to our next trip, Atlantic City. We're trying to schedule that out.
Sure.
Whenever we get closer to our goal, we will be in Atlantic City, meeting all you guys in the chat, all the supporters of the channel. It's buymeacoffee.com/pub sports radio. Thank you, Eldorado, for the kind words. We try to do our best every week. Danny, any closing thoughts for the fight or in general?
No, I mean Ortiz should show out here. I mean, McKinson might have a little success in the beginning, but yeah, I think he's gonna knock his ass out eventually in this fight. Yeah, stay tuned after this stream. We're gonna be live with the boys, giving our best picks and bets for Contender Series. It's gonna be good. This one I think is gonna be a lot more finishes. The first one was I'll keep 100. It was whack until that main event with my boy Pfeiffer, but yeah, stay tuned for that, man. We should cast tonight for sure.
Yeah, I agree. You guys don't want to miss that Tuesday Night Contender Series right here, Pub Sports Radio. Besides that, we'll see you next week. We got the return of Teofimo Lopez. I believe that'll be the bout we'll talk about. Another could be a blowout, but who knows? Maybe.
I'm just excited to see him again, man. At this weight class.
Yeah, maybe he has some new tricks up his sleeve after his last bout. So we'll see you guys next week, Teofimo Lopez. But besides that, this was the main event on Talkin Hands. We'll see you guys. Peace.